Good morning, class. So, as you all know, today is 1st of June. The new month has started. Lockdown period is coming to an end slowly. But yes, for us, it is still the same. The classes will be continuing in the same way as it is done for the time being up till further notice. Also, as the lockdown period is coming to an end, I advise you all not to take it lightly. Observe the precautions, follow the instructions, and take care of your own selves. Now it is up to us to take care of ourselves. So stay safe, stay healthy, and keep learning and keep studying. So, with this note, students, we are starting with today's topic. That is, we were on lesson number 2, as you all know, sources of corporate finance. On Friday, we finished what are equity shares and some of the features of equity shares. So just before we move on to the topic further, we'll have a quick 2 minutes revision. So we started with what was the meaning of equity shares and the features of equity shares. The smart code which I shared was FB per memes hai corona wali, in which the bold letters represent your pointers, where F, C, and N alphabet comes twice, and R alphabet comes 4 times. So we had finished 7 of the features. So we'll just take a quick revision of those so that you remember what we were on the last topic, what was continuing, and what are we going to finish today. So we'll be winding off equity shares completely today, and then from tomorrow onwards, we'll be starting with preference shares. Okay. So as I told you, the lesson started with what were the different sources of corporate finance. We started with owned capital. In owned capital, we started with shares. In shares, the topic which we are covering is equity shares. So today we'll be finishing off with equity shares completely. So the features included F, fluctuating capital, face value, bonus issue, then permanent capital, market value, then we had controlling power, and the last one we saw was capital appreciation. Now, all these were explained in detail in the previous videos. So those who have missed, just refer to the previous video which I have sent. So today we are continuing forward with Corona C. C we completed. Now R and N are remaining, where R was coming 4 times and N 2 times. So coming to the next feature, point number 8, risk. Now equity shareholders are the main owners of the company, as we saw. They are the ones who bring their capital. They are the ones who doesn't get their capital back until and unless the company winds off. Also, they are not even given first preference while giving the dividend. Correct? So they are the shock absorbers. How? Listen to it carefully. The equity shareholders bear maximum risk in the company. They are described as shock absorbers when company has financial crisis. Now, how are they called as shock absorbers? When income of the company falls, of course, income is falling. That means the company is making less profit. So if the company doesn't get enough profit, there will be fall in the dividend rates as well. Less dividend will be distributed. If less dividend will be distributed, no public or company, or say no public, or say banks or any other investors or creditors would not like to invest in your companies, because the market value of your share is also falling. So all this results into capital loss, and this loss has to be borne by the equity shareholders. That is why they are called as the shock absorbers. They are the one on whom the burden of the risk falls. If you all paid attention to the previous video, remember a diagram in which I showed you all equity shareholders own the company, and second, They are the ultimate risk bearers. Remember that diagram, blue color box. So in the previous video, I had already explained you all how equity shareholders are responsible for each and everything in the business. Next is residual claimant. This also we finished when I explained you all the meaning of equity shares. Residual, as I told you, is bacha kucha jo rehta hai, residue, the leftover part, correct? So equity shareholders as owners are residual claimants to all the earnings after all the expenses, taxes, etc. are paid. A residual claim means the last claim on the earnings of the company. सबको देने के बाद जो बचा कुचा हिस्सा रहेगा वो इनके झोली में आके गिरता है. So they are also called as residual claimants. The next R stands for rights issue. Now in the previous we saw the market value, the bonus issue, and this one is the rights issue. Now what do you mean by rights issue? When a company collects more funds for expansion and raises the capital by issue of shares, the existing shareholders may be given priority to get the new shares. This is called as rights issue. So as I told you, हर बार equity shareholders are not given last preference. जब rights issue की बारी आती है, that means जब आपकी company expansion के बारे में सोच रही है, it will require more capital, and उस time पे they will give priority to the equity shareholders to get the new shares. So the existing shareholders may be given priority to get the new shares. This particular right is called as the right issue. So is this clear? So these are the 3 R's. Coming to the next R, the 4th R. The 4th R is rights. Now equity shareholders have got various rights. They participate in the management of the meeting, and as equity shareholders they get various rights. Out of those rights, the 4 important rights I'm explaining you all right now. The first right is right to transfer of shares. The equity shareholders have got a right. They can easily transfer their shares as and when they want. They also get a right to inspect the statutory books. Statutory means very important books of the company. To inspect them, they get the right as if they are the equity shareholders of the company. The next right is right in share. They get a right to share in profits. So as and when the company makes profits, they are the one who gets the right to share those profits. Okay. And the next is right to vote. This we have already seen in the previous lectures as well. This is one of the important right. They get right to vote in the general meetings. They also have a right that if they can't attend the meeting, they can send the proxies also to attend the meeting. So all these are the various rights which an equity shareholder has once he becomes the owner of the company. So what are the 4 rights? Just repeat after me. Number 1, right to transfer of shares, right to inspect the books, right to share in the profit, and right to vote. Okay. So with this, the 4 R's are over. So we'll have a quick revision. We started with risk, residual claimant. Then what was the third one? Rights issue. And the 4th is normal rights. As a equity shareholder, what rights does the equity shareholder gets? Okay, so coming to the last 2 features which are left, corona, N is remaining, so there are 2 N's. We see the first N, no preferential right. We saw that as an equity shareholder, they get various rights, but yes, they do not get any preference right. Now what is preference? This also we have finished in the previous section. जब डिविडेंड बढ़ता है, कंपनी प्रॉफिट कमाती है, डिविडेंड बांटने की बारी आती है, the equity shareholders are given last preference. अभी पढ़ा था ना हमने residual claimant. The equity shareholders do not enjoy preferential right in respect of payment of dividend. They are paid dividend only after dividend on preference shares has been paid. The first preference is always given to preference shareholders. After that, The remaining then to your investors, creditors, everybody are paid off, and then bacha kucha jo bhi agar hoga, it will be distributed among equity shareholders. The last one is no charge on assets. Now listen to this point very carefully. Before I move on to this point, first you all should understand what is the meaning of COA. COA stands for charge on assets. It is an interest created on the assets of the company in favor of creditors. That means in case the company fails to pay your debts, the creditors can claim it from the company's assets. So it is kind of, you can say, unlimited liability, charge on assets. The creditors invest in your company, and if you are not able, your company is not able to pay back their debts, then the creditors can claim it from the company's assets. But in case of equity shareholders, equity shares, when the person buys, there is no charge on assets. That means if the company is not able to pay back your debt, whatever loan the company has taken, तो आपको आपके fixed assets बेच के वो loan चुकाना नहीं पड़ेगा. So when you become the equity shareholders, your liability becomes limited, not unlimited. So that is what they are trying to tell you. There is no charge on assets created. There is no interest created in favor of creditors on the assets of the company. So even if the company fails, you do not have to worry that, Array, I have to sell my assets and now pay off the debts of the creditors. No, the liability is limited to the extent of the shares held by a person. This we have already seen in the features of joint stock company last year. So with this, students, the features of equity shares gets over here. So 7 points we had already revised. The remaining 6 I completed just now. So the remaining 6 were risk, residual claimant, rights issue, the normal rights, no preferential right, and no charge on assets. So with this, the features of equity shares comes to an end. Moving to the last topic of equity shares, that is the types of equity shares. Now there are two types of equity shares. Number one, equity shares with normal voting rights and equity shares with differential voting rights. So as we saw, the normal voting rights is they get 3 to 4 rights, as we have seen in the previous slide just now, and with differential voting rights. So what is the difference between both? Now with normal voting rights, the voting right of such equity shareholders is in proportion to the share holdings. As I told you, the number of shares held by an equity shareholder, that will define what voting rights he will get. So that means if an equity shareholder is holding, say for example, 5 shares, so that person can give voting rights or has a voting right to vote up till 5 votes, to give 5 votes because he has got 5 shares in the company. So the voting right of such equity shareholders is in proportion to his shareholding. Depending upon number of shares he is holding, the ratio, the proportion can be decided. Whereas the person with differential voting rights, such equity holders shall have varying rights regarding the dividend, voting, or otherwise in accordance with rule number 4 of Companies Rules 2014. So as acts are applicable, जैसे हमने देखा था registration is compulsory as per Companies Act 2013, बराबर. The registration of partnership is compulsory under Indian Partnership Act of 1932. In the same way, the equity shares with differential voting rights have got certain voting rights which is given as per rule number 4 of Companies Share Capital and Debentures Rules 2014. Thus, company can issue shares with limited voting rights or no voting rights. They may be entitled to extra rate of dividend if any. So these are certain special voting rights. That means they can get limited voting rights also, or they can get no voting rights also. then they can be even given extra rate of dividend as per rule number 4 of Companies Rules 2014. So that is equity shares with differential voting rights. So with this, students, the equity shares topic is over. Tomorrow we'll be starting with preference shares, types of preference shares, and then we'll be continuing the lesson forward. So up till now we finished what are the different sources of corporate finance. In that we finished owned capital shares, and in shares we finished equity shares. So you can check your progress. I have given certain questions, so you can practice these questions by the time we finish the lesson. Define shares. Explain any 5 features of shares. What are the types of equity shares? Explain any 8 features of equity shares. And what are the various sources from which the company can collect its funds from? So these are some of the questions for your practice. You can write it, you can learn it, whatever your choice, until and unless we finish the chapter. So as and when we finish, I'll tell you all what to write down and what not to write down, what to study. I hope you all have practiced lesson number 1, all the objective questions. Question answers I've already forwarded you in the video. Please start learning, start practicing, and listen to the videos every day. At least remove some time for your studies apart from doing other activities. Now you have got ample of time, so please make a timetable and utilize your time in order to study. Okay, so students, with this I stop the session here for today. Take care, keep learning, keep studying, and thank you so much for listening to me.